And Bill.
Yep, it's me.
I know this is an impromptu live, but I wanted to come on because I know so many of you were worried about yesterday. So let's see who is here. Um, we could probably post it in the group that we're live. I'll also make a post in the group, so we could probably post it and let them know. Um,
Are we
yeah,
actually
y'all,
live?
y'all are. We'll see who's here. I know that we don't normally come on a Wednesday. Actually, last week we were on a Wednesday, but this time. So yeah, y'all. It seems like a bunch of stuff has happened. A lot of stuff has unfolded
We're going to see our Johnson.
couple of um over the last couple of hours. Okay, the last 24 hours. So here's what happened. If y'all were on the live with us yesterday, our regular live, we came off within a couple of minutes. We had an emergency, and so we abruptly had to stop the live. Hey everyone! Hey everyone! Yeah, so y'all come on in so we can. And I just want to say thank you for all of you that sent messages and prayers and the whole bit. Y'all just are just like a whole. Y'all are truly um, a family, And so yesterday when we were on the live, we had to abruptly stop. You remember? I took the video down because a lot of you were watching it, and then that just sent everyone into a tizzy over like what happened. And so if you got a chance to watch that live yesterday, my brother-in-law, the quilting Marine, called, and so I was like, thank goodness that I actually answered the phone. Okay. Normally I would say, okay, I'm live right now. Let me call him back later after the live. Thank goodness I did not do that. Okay. So I answered the phone. I gave it to Bill to answer the phone, and he stepped out the room. As soon as he came back in, I could hear the panic in not in just Bill's voice, but also my brother-in-law Mark, who is the quilting Marine. And then he said something about my sister, and that's all I needed to hear. Once he said, Yvonne is not okay, I knew something was going on. And so what ended up happening was my sister was in distress in a parking lot after she came from a doctor's appointment. And when I say in distress, she had passed out and she kept like coming conscious and then kept passing out. And so Mark actually,
The speech was basically incoherent.
yeah, when I finally got my sister on the phone, I could hear her, but I couldn't really like tell what she was saying. And all I could do is like scream over the phone to her is to not do not pass out, do not lose, try to hold on and don't lose consciousness. Now we knew that she was at this VA for her appointment. Okay, so she was at the VA in the parking lot. She had just left her appointment for and it's okay for me to share. I didn't want to share until I had to get my sister's permission. I like to keep her stuff private, so um so what ended up happening was she ended up going to her regular appointment to give blood. And when she went to her regular appointment to give blood, like when you get your physical, you have to have a fasting. Um, you fast the night before. So she went, gave her blood for her regular physical, and then she saw the truck to where they have like the blood mobile or something. So she decided, you know what, that's just like my sister. She was like, I'm gonna go donate blood so that someone can, if someone's ill, whatever. So she had asked beforehand if it was okay, and they told her it was okay. They were like, "Oh yeah, you can go ahead and give blood. You should be okay." Well, by the time she gave blood and got back to her car, she started to feel kind of strange. So she called my brother-in-law, the quilting Marine, and told him, "When you get home from work, check on me. I'm on my way home, but when you get home from work, check on me." She never made it out of the parking lot, y'all. She actually ended up passing out in the parking lot.
Well, actually, Mark
right?
said after that he couldn't even
And then
understand
he couldn't understand her. So she had to, here's how God's timing works. She called Mark first because she knew something wasn't right. And she had already dialed his number and had him on the phone. And that's when she actually lost consciousness and she started to vomit. Okay? And then she kept, by this time, he's trying to head home because Mark works close enough to his house. He's trying to get to his car so he can head on over there. So I called back and she actually answered the phone. And I said, Yvonne, whatever you do, don't lose consciousness. Try to stay awake. And I can hear her trying to verbalize something to me. It was so incoherent. And what a scary thing. And while I'm on the phone, I said, Bill, call 911 and tell them that this, I described my sister's car. She's in the parking lot. Meanwhile, I'm trying to throw on some clothes because I got to head over to that parking lot.
Actually,
where she is.
I tried to call the medical facility, and you know how you get caught up in that loop. Hey, answer 1 for this, 2 for this, and no one could ever come to the phone. I couldn't get through. Then I tried to call 911. Then that got dropped, and I couldn't get back. So now I'm like, I can't get anyone at the place. I can't get the police to go to the parking lot. Now we're kind of frantic.
Right. So I called her back, and the nurse. What she ended up doing, my sister had at least was coherent enough to leave the door open while she was passing out, right? So she lost consciousness several times, and then she kept throwing up, woke up, threw up, and there was a nurse that answered the phone. The nurse saw her with her car door open and knew that she was in distress. And then once she took, so I called back and the nurse answered the phone, y'all. And I don't even know who this nurse is, but that was an angel. That woman ended up staying. She said, I'm going to stay with your sister. And she ended up, I think the fire department got there first. And then the ambulance got there because she wasn't, for someone that just gave blood, she wasn't coming like around as quickly, still incoherent. By the time we got there, because it was supposed to be like 20 to 30 minutes away from us. It took so long. That drive seemed so long for us to get there. So by the time we got there, Mark, he was already there. And they had already had her in the ambulance and was working on her and stuff. And so they decided that they would take her to the hospital, to take her to emergency. So y'all, what a scare yesterday, okay? So they just wanted to make sure that everything was okay. She was still to me, I had never seen my sister like this. She's a very, vibrant, go-getter kind of person, highly energetic. But I had never seen my sister like this. And man, I just have to, thank goodness, someone saw her in the parking lot. The door was open because imagine if the door was still closed because she said she had the car running and she felt herself losing consciousness. And man, the fact that they were able to get her, by the time I got there, she was already in the ambulance and I followed the ambulance to emergency. And they kept her there to make sure she was okay. They took all her vital signs. Her blood pressure was a little bit low. They did try to rule out everything. And it was basically, she did not, after she fasted and gave blood for her regular checkup, she goes across the parking lot to give blood, which is just so like my sister to do that.
That was probably
and I think that,
icing on the cake.
That was the icing on the cake. So once her blood pressure returned to normal and everything else, she was, thank God, She was okay, y'all. She was okay. So we were there with them. I just spoke to her before I came on here, and Mark is right there by her side, you know. But to hear the panic in my brother-in-law's voice was just
That was more frightening for me because you ever hear someone talk and they're trying to tell you something,
right.
but it's like they can barely talk and they're trying somehow. It is coming out, but it's almost like it's painful for them. It's almost it's more painful for them to say it than for you to hear it. It was kind of like that.
Yeah. They, you know, you know, I'm just, I just can't, y'all. He was with her that day because when I called her back again, because we had lost connection, and that nurse answered the phone, I was just like, oh my goodness, thank you.
Patty says, how's she doing today?
She's doing good. She's doing good. We spoke to her. She was exhausted when she got home because we didn't leave her house till about 11 o'clock last night. Because she was like, Tracy, I'll be okay now. You can go ahead on home. I'm starting to feel better. This was still in the hospital. She thinking about us. I know you and Bill got a lot of stuff to do. What me and Bill got to do? Okay. I'll be at your house tonight. Okay. Me and Bill don't have nothing to do. We'll be at your house. We'll be at your house, okay?
You know, it's really interesting how you can have just a perfectly planned day and you're like, wow, we got so much to do today. And it's so important that we get all this done. And,
not today.
And you know, you can get one call that changes the whole landscape of that to the point where you don't even remember. That day doesn't even mean anything at all. It means absolutely nothing.
Yep.
That call now has just completely transformed and moved everything over to the side.
Yep. She's at home, and she's doing good. I spoke to her, make sure that she's taking it easy, because it's hard for her to take it easy at home.
But yeah, that's what happened.
Thank goodness. Okay.
So hopefully,
thank goodness.
Prayerfully, we didn't frighten anyone.
Yeah, we knew that y'all were. You know, we had to just end it abruptly. Once I saw Bill's face, I was like, something ain't right. And Mark couldn't get the words out, but once he said your sister, that was it. Look, I ran down the stairs with trying to get dressed. Okay.
I thought you were about to fall down the stairs.
I was like, Bill was already out of the car, told me to hurry up. While he was trying to call 911.
I couldn't remember if I had the key.
Oh, yeah. So, thank goodness, y'all. I know we had to leave abruptly. So many of y'all have sent me such wonderful messages. For tomorrow, we're going to cancel the live stream for tomorrow. Just so many emotions and stuff. And so we'll be on Friday. I'm not sure what time yet. Probably be like the mid-afternoon, sometime around 2 or 3. But we're going to cancel tomorrow's live stream, and then we're going to gear up for Friday. But yeah, I couldn't even tell my mother, because I know how my mother is. She'd be pacing the house and wanting to, so we did finally tell my mother today.
And true to form.
Right. I told her not to worry, but you know how moms is.
Like, Trace House is almost 90, right?
She'll be 90 in October.
She's almost 90, and you know how when a person she doesn't have dementia, nothing like that, but her short-term memory is, or long-term, I don't know what. The bottom line is, she keeps repeating the same thing over after a certain amount of time. So she keeps wanting to call and ask about Yvonne.
She's worried. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
She was just worried. But we're doing good. She's doing good, Me and Bill are good, just keep us in your prayers, because we've had several events that have happened over the last couple of months that we haven't really shared, but sometimes you feel like your family is under attack. And sometimes when you're ready to step into an even greater thing that you're doing. Whatever that greatness is, you have a goal that you're trying to reach, something that's good. A lot of times, something will come in your way. The devil will try to mess with you. The devil will try to mess with you, and don't let it happen, because you're getting ready to do big things. We just started the subscription club, and all this stuff is like these little roadblocks happening that we have to maneuver and say, no matter what, I'm going to keep going. So this is a testimony to anyone that feels like, I'm under attack right now.
Yep.
I'm under attack right now. Certain thing happened with Chelsea. Something happened with Ariel. I told y'all about her on this pontoon boat. Something happened with Manny. It's just like these series of events that have happened, obstacles. When you're trying to go to the next level, things are going to happen. And when you see those things happen, don't you give up. You better keep going. Don't you dare give up, because you're trying to get to whatever that other side of greatness is, right? Whatever that thing that God has you do, the devil's going to try to step in and try to mess with you, okay? So you got to be careful, because you got to stay focused. And not only do you have to know who you are, but you have to know whose you are. I, for some reason, knew that once that nurse got there, that everything was going to be okay. But I had to lay eyes on my sister and make sure that she was okay. And all she kept saying, the caretaker that my sister is, right? She just always thinking about everybody else. She said, you and Bill could go now. We were like, go where?
We were on the phone with Mark, and Mark was like, all right, well, Mark called us back, and he said, well, I'll keep y'all informed about how everything is going on with Yvonne. Tracy's like, I'm almost there. I'll be there in 2 minutes.
Right. Like, where else do you think we're going to be? Okay.
I was like, Mark, if you think Tracy is not coming, if she has to, please.
Focus. Right. You better tell it, Eileen. Satan will try to stop you.
It's a he or she who is
Amen.
greatly called is greatly attacked.
Focus, and God will guide you. Right. Focus. It may mess you up for a little bit, but then you got to focus and say, not today. Not today. I'm going to keep going. So whatever comes, whatever obstacle comes, I know that it's coming because there's something greater for me on that other side. But if I stop now, I'll never know. Right? I'll never know.
If you stop now, for sure, it's no.
Yes. Right. If you stop now, it's no.
I can guarantee you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, if you stop now, the answer is no.
Yep. Not today, Satan. Look, there's people on here that guess what? When you wake up every day and you set your foot on that ground, right? And you thank God for another day. That makes Satan cringe, okay? I
thought I had her.
Right, I thought I had her. Not today.
I thought I put the seed of doubt.
Nope. God woke me up today, not for you, but to do his will, okay?
I thought I made them falter in their step.
Yep. So
you got just a little bit. I made them think that it wasn't possible for them.
Everything lined up the way it was supposed to line up. Everything lined up the way it was supposed to line up. The nurse being there when she needed the fire department got there and the ambulance came.
Hey, Mark called Yvonne's son, Diamond. He was at work, right? And Mark, same thing. Mark's like, okay, Mark, check us out, Diamond. I'll keep you informed of any changes. About 30 minutes later, Diamond came pulling up at the hospital like, you ain't got to keep me informed.
Right. Oh, my nephew, he ain't playing. Okay.
he was all worked. He had on his work uniform all grimied up. Do you think he cared?
He didn't care.
Diamond's like, the doctor can tell me straight out what's going on.
Yep.
Okay?
He had to see about his mom, okay? But that's just a testimony. If you're doing something, especially when you're doing good, you know what I'm saying? When you're doing good, when you're trying to get to whatever that next level is, and all these obstacles seem to just be coming against you, keep going. You're going in the right direction. Keep going. The devil's going to try to throw things at you to get your mind, get you off course of what God has for you. You have to keep going. Don't let the devil win. We're here to see another day because God's not done with us yet. He's not done with you yet.
In fact, he's barely started.
He's just getting started. And I just knew when we were going to start this, new phase of our business that there were going to be obstacles coming. So just get prepared, y'all, and stay prayed up and allow God to work in it. Like even if it seems to be like you're going off course, get focused. He's not done with you yet. The devil's trying to attack you, okay? It's a war out there. It's a war of the mind, okay? It's a war of the mind. And if you can keep that up, if you can keep your mind focused, keep your mind focused. And so yesterday's event was something that happened to teach us something, right? To teach us something, that something can happen that can change the trajectory of your life, but there's a lesson there. Every lesson, there's a blessing. So we got to be careful. You got to be careful, y'all. So yeah, that's what happened during the live yesterday. I'll probably post something in the group. Thank y'all for so many of you reaching out. The devil didn't win, y'all. Thank God the devil didn't win. Okay, we're gonna get ready to end. We're gonna get ready to end the live. Don't forget, tomorrow we will not be live, y'all. When y'all, you may be asking and wondering, we're just gonna take that little break, and then tomorrow, Friday, we'll be on. I'm shooting for about 2 o'clock, 2 to 3 o'clock, for that, around that time. So I gotta just gotta regroup a little bit, y'all. Just gotta regroup. And sometimes you gotta take that break and regroup. You may get the wind knocked out of you just for a minute. Just for a minute, you might get the wind, but you come back fighting every step of the way. Don't let Satan take you out like that. And I just thank God that I'm able to hear my sister's voice. I could lay eyes on her or just be there for her. And if she needs anything, my brother-in-law, he was like, I didn't know who else to call. I said, you call the right people, okay? You call me and Bill, we're going to be there. In an instant, okay? Thank you. Yeah, keep the family in prayer. We've had several attacks, and I had said it like last week. I said, Bill, it seems like the family's under attack. I talked to Ariel about that too. I said, just stay focused. Okay. And same thing for y'all. Y'all stay focused. You have things and hopes and dreams and goals and things that you're trying to do too. And whenever you're trying to get to that next level, you know, devil trying to take you out. Exactly. So my sister's at home watching the Olympics, resting and relaxing with the 5 dogs. And so everything is okay, y'all. So I just wanted to let y'all know that we just wanted to come on here and talk to y'all for a little bit because we knew that y'all were worried. Satan is coming after us to stop God's dream. You got that right.
Certainly, Jasmine. Jasmine says, thank you, Tracy, for doing the live. And let us know what happened. A big hug to everyone on your family to shake off the scare from yesterday. Thank God your sister's okay. We love you so much.
We love y'all too. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all just reached out and, you know, just let me know that y'all were worried and stuff and everything was okay. And I couldn't answer that many messages. Just too many to answer. So I said it'd be good to just be able to do a live. All right, y'all. We got to get on out of here. Y'all take care and have a wonderful rest of the evening.
Exactly.
Yes, thank you. Keep Mark and Yvonne. Please tell Mark and Yvonne we are praying for them. Yes.
We'll do this.
Yes. All right, y'all. Y'all take care and have a wonderful evening. We won't be live tomorrow, but we will be live on Friday, and we'll try to get that information to you as soon as possible. Y'all take care.
All right, bye.
Bye.